It's like family reunion that I was in a family for 2 days.
Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to apologize. I made a mistake on the way over here, and I don't do this, but I took a Xanax because I don't fly. I don't fly very well, and so I have a prescription from like 3 years ago, and I got off the plane, and I thought to myself, am I in Los Angeles? Like where? So I'm a little disassociated right now. So let her rip.
Okay. So this is a perfect.
No chemicals in my body ever. So this is weird. I've never had alcohol. So when I take a Xanax, it wrecks it.
So this is truly, Chris. We're turning 10 this fall.
Yep.
Is Bobby Bones the first Xanax infused guest we've ever had to admit
openly?
Openly
admit.
I think to admit. To come through the front door with it, I think. For sure.
It was just a warning in case you're like, man, what's up with that dude?
What is he saying?
So, yeah.
Good to see you.
I feel like I'm also imposing. You know how you go to someone's house and you knock on the door without being invited over, right? Back in the day when we were kids, we did that. We would you just show up at a neighbor's house. And it's not a big deal. Now, if anyone did that, like I would be ready to.
Yeah. I think that's a Sebastian Maniscalco bit where it used to be when you were a kid, people would just knock on the door and everyone would run to the door. Who's here? This is great. Let's go outside. Now, if somebody knocks on your door, rings the bell, it's just like,
I'm grabbing the
call
bag.
the cops.
Yep.
What the hell's going on? Like, it's a very funny Sebastian Maniscalco bit. But I invited you.
But it was one of those.
I invited you. I'm like, hey, I heard you were coming. And I'm like, stop by. And you're like, actually, I don't know if the schedule is going to work out. Then I woke up this morning and I found out you might be coming by, and it's all good.
I gave you every reason to say no. You said, hey, come by. And it's like when you say to someone, we should have dinner sometime. You don't really mean it unless you say we should have dinner at Thursday at 7:30 p.m.
Yes.
And I am a Rich Eisen stan. I've said this too. I am your biggest fan. I have been for many, many years.
Bobby.
Filling in for you is a highlight of my career. And he was like, you should come by at some point in your life. And I was like, how about 2 days? So here we are.
And by the way, that's funny. But that's not a Nashville thing, is it? I thought it's an LA thing where you're like, we should hang out. And you don't really mean it. I thought that's an LA thing.
I think it's an everybody thing now when they don't mean it. In Nashville, it's like the creative thing is we should write sometime or we should really create.
Sure.
But really that means I would prefer if we didn't run into each other again. But in case we do, this is the cordial thing to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what I feel like what we should do here. What I feel we should do is we should take a break instead of just throwing you on here. Are you a coffee drinker? Can we get you some coffee?
No coffee. Don't do coffee.
Okay. Does that affect?
Here's what I could do. I don't want to be a diva, but I would like a catcher's mitt, a 2-foot tall bottle of Zema plastic.
Oh, Zema!
Yeah,
Zema!
and a pair of
I was a
mismatched
big
shoes.
Zema guy.
And I'll be good.
Zema with Chambord. A little Chambord.
What is happening?
Is there a hot tub time machine
Yeah.
to go back to get the Zema?
You want a Crystal Pepsi?
Does a Zema exist? Like if we could make it happen for you.
Well, I don't even drink. It's just I don't know why that came to my head. I just
Zema
thought it would
came
be
back
fun.
like 2 years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago.
How
maybe
would you even know?
Because
Why
I
would you
bought it
know?
because I was a Zema drinker. It came back and it
That's
just
funny.
came and left.
You were the one.
I don't think it was.
You were the one. You were the one dude. That admitted it. We like that.
I did it. Little Chambord. My ex-wife liked it. It was a drink for when we were dating.
Oh my God!
It's in Japan.
All right. Yeah, I don't think we can get you
buy
one.
it in Japan.
Sorry.
I think that's where I am right now, as a matter of fact. In Japan.
Mentally in Japan, popping open a Zema. Oh my gosh. The very popular syndicated host, Bobby Bones, is stopped by right here before he goes across the street. I don't know if this is right to do to somebody who's already admitted that he's hopped up on Xanax and he doesn't usually take these things. But Mark Dalton, one of the best in the business, media relations and communications, tweeted this out from the Arizona Cardinals. They are offering this at Arizona Cardinals games this year, the cotton candy burrito, where you
What are we doing?
You burrito this thing, you open it up. Let's see if we can open that up. Look at what's inside. Fruit Loops and
Fruity Pebbles, right?
Yeah.
Candy. There's M&M's.
I don't mean to do this to you
there.
right now. This does look like you would be on some sort of induced haze here.
I feel like I should really be into that based on all the TV shows I've seen about people who feel like I feel right now. But doesn't look that good.
No.
Maybe it's my IBS hitting the version of Xanax right now.
I'm with you.
It's those two colliding.
Nope.
The IBS meets NFL.
Just a bad future. Wow. That's what I see is bad future for me right there.
Well, there's many franchises in the National Football League for whom their play induces irritable bowel.
Yikes.
and they don't need that sort of push. But were those M&Ms in there too?
Yeah, M&Ms.
I feel like nerds would be the proper candy for that. Like if I'm going,
nerds.
if we're in a
Skittles.
room, a boardroom, it's like, all right, Bobby, consult on this. I would go, I feel like more nerds and less chocolate inside of the cotton candy.
Yeah. Spree, or is that too large of a disc to place in there?
What about Smarties?
Smarties are great. I think Smarties is amazing, but they're hard on the teeth. Yeah. And with those, you kind of blindly go in, much like a burrito. You have to blindly go into that.
And if you need a dusting on top, little fun dip.
Little fun dip, yep.
And you slice it open with that sugar stick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had Fun Dip and Zema.
I don't think those mix, Bobby.
We're retro VH1 in the 90s right now. Totally.
Right?
Bobby Bones here on the Rich Eisen Show, everybody.
Rich, we got breaking news.
What do you got?
Mike, hit it.
Hang on.
Oh, you got. Hold on. We got the breaking news drop right here.
Here it comes. Oh, and my eyes see.
Breaking news.
With Bobby Bones sitting here. What do we have?
6 minutes ago, the 49ers have announced the following roster move. They've signed wide receiver Jonte Kirkland.
Oh, come on. You're going to tease us like that?
And running back Keyshawn Vaughn to 1-year deals.
What are you doing over there?
That's the tease.
The Niners are literally trolling everyone by putting out this post.
Or they're conducting their business.
Really very convenient as the world waits to see where they're trading their superstar wide receiver to announce roster moves.
Or is this were they on the team? This is new. Do we know? I mean,
Well, in order to make room on the roster, they released Eric Harris and Tariq Owens.
good update.
You got it.
An Aiyuk question, if you guys would.
Bobby Bones, the floor is yours, sir.
Expert opinions. He obviously didn't want to go to the Patriots.
Correct. Yes.
Do we just feel like the Patriots, even though they have, well, they're the rookie, he's not going to start, obviously.
I don't believe so.
Right. Do we feel like we would not want to go to the Patriots as well? Like the organization is overall worse now than going to like the Steelers?
No. This is not, I believe, an organizational issue or an issue, I wouldn't think, with the area. They're not ready to win right now. They're just not ready to win right now.
The Steelers are their record.
The Steelers don't have a rookie guy. I mean, although, how about this? Mike Tomlin today mentioned how Justin Fields is going to start their preseason game, and Russell Wilson's not playing. He's not healthy. So Justin Fields, here we are in August, and with conversation of who's going to start. If I'm Aiyuk, obviously I would take the combination of Justin Fields and a potentially banged up, soon-to-be healthy Russell Wilson, hopefully, for the Steelers, over Jacoby Brissett and a raw rookie who might not be ready, and a roster that had only won a handful of games last year over the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are otherwise loaded, I think. I would take that for sure. And then there's the Browns, who made the playoffs last year.
Indulge me on a Steelers question.
Sure.
Do we like Justin Fields because of the camp videos we're watching, or because the backup quarterback is always the most popular guy on campus?
Can we say both?
We can't
and also,
say
we
both.
saw what he did at times for the Chicago Bears, and potentially has a better offensive line up front than he ever had in Chicago, and weapons and an offensive coordinator like Arthur Smith better than he's maybe ever had in Chicago. And he can go to work a little bit better there in a new spot where he doesn't have you were drafted, top third of the draft by us. You're now here. We basically didn't give up much for you, but we believe in you. You're going to give you an opportunity. And he steps out in his hometown in Atlanta. If he gets the gig, right? In Atlanta, week 1. That's the stuff.
I think it's happening.
With Aiyuk.
I think he's starting week 1.
Well, I mean, at this point in time,
he has to.
Yeah. But Russ, I guess he hurt his calf pushing a sled. A sled?
Do quarterbacks push sleds? What's happening now?
I had never heard of that before.
I thought they wore a jersey that kept them away from the sled, like two norths on a magnet. Like if you put on that jersey, you don't go near the equipment from.
Yes, there is some sort of. I shouldn't go that route. I'm not a science guy. I'm terrible at that. Why don't I even go in that? I never got the green wedge in Trivial Pursuit ever.
The green wedge of science.
The green wedge of science.
Orange, which is where I went first.
Orange.
Of course.
Yeah, it was always right.
Orange and yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow. That's history.
Yeah, history's good.
Oh, I went pink. Entertainment, pop culture,
Pink
babe.
entertainment, yeah.
Okay.
I'm also wildly colorblind, so I know the orange.
Oh, that's a very bad game to be colorblind
That's why
playing.
when you guys were going around, I was like, I'm going to sit the rest of this out because I'm not sure really what was what.
Jeez, you're colorblind and hopped up on Xanax right now.
I'm starting to feel the Xanax wane a bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bobby Bones, Waning Xanax.
Thank you.
What album was Waning Xanax? Whose album was Waning Xanax?
Oh, man.
Pink Floyd.
And
Pink
the Wiggles.
Floyd.
The Wiggles also had a version, which was really great. It's my favorite Wiggles. It was the early days before they sold out and wore the jumpsuits. Yeah. It was great.
That's a good one, Bobby. Why are you going across? Did Harbaugh invite you across the street? How'd you get to the Chargers? What's going on?
I would
here?
like to apologize to you and to Coach Harbaugh. Harbaugh is no longer doing an interview with me today. I'm still going to the Chargers. The reason I think it's happened, I also now really dislike the guy who took all the pictures and ruined Michigan.
You're talking about Connor Stallions?
I don't want to say his name. He's like Voldemort to me now. Because what I think is, we were going to talk to Harbaugh today, but I think now that the new story's out, I would be dodging everybody too if all they want to ask about is that again. So we came to the Chargers camp. We're still going. We're going to have fun. We're going to hang out with some players, talk to some players.
There you go.
But Harbaugh now, and I think it is a wise decision, has decided I'm not doing any interviews with people I don't trust, which if it were me, it'd be the entire body of sports media right now.
So you have reversed course on
day and a
Connor
half.
Stallions because, again, I'm a current. Is it current or you put on another pod?
No. You're the current guest on 25 Whistles, my sports show.
Okay, very good. And get it where all podcasts can be acquired. And in this conversation, you, Arkansas Razorback diehard.
I would love a Connor Stallions for Arkansas is what I said.
That's what he said.
That's what I said.
And I told you, no, you don't. No, you don't.
He's ruined it for me now, so now I hate Connor Stallions too.
But I told you that.
No, and I knew exactly why he said that.
You want to explain it?
You want someone to care enough to try to go to those great lengths to win games.
He wrote a manifesto and nobody got hurt. How rare is that one comes to surface and it wasn't for a terrible. But no, I hate Connor Stallions now as well because he ruined our Harbaugh experience today.
See, you're like a lot of politicians where you rail against something until it happens to you, and now suddenly, or you like something until it happens to you, then you rail against it.
Unfair? Okay. I would say I actually learned from my mistake and pivoted, unlike the politicians. Yes. But you were right, I was wrong.
You have awareness. You're a man of the people.
Very little.
Understood. So who are you going to see over there? Do you know? Or are you just going to go and hang out?
Yeah, we're just going to go. And we have some players we're going to work with. Jerry Rice's son.
Yes.
He's
going to be over there.
there.
Maybe the GOAT will be just
hanging out
around.
Maybe fill in. I have something.
By the way, another Dancing with the Stars veteran, Jerry Rice.
He did the show.
He finished runner-up. By the way, one of my favorite stories about Jerry Rice's remarkable, unparalleled sense of competition, being a competitor.
He lost to Drew Lachey. Yikes.
Well, as a boy band, though, he has experience.
Jerry might hear this.
I understand.
Okay?
I understand.
So I was hosting a live Pro Bowl show on NFL Network. Emmitt Smith, Jerry Rice together at a Pro Bowl while in their playing days. And it was just awesome. You've got the greatest receiver and the most prolific running back of all time right there. And I went to break. It was a 2-segment situation. I went to break saying, we'll come back and we'll talk about Dancing with the Stars with a guy who won it all and a guy who didn't. And that 3.5-minute long commercial break felt like 3.5 years with Jerry Rice staring a hole through me like Homelander. You know what I mean? Pretty much.
Laser beams.
Like he was pissed off. So
it takes a lot of dedication if you actually want to win that show. If you don't have it, by the way, I won the show. I know you look at. I'll just say it. Thank you. I won the show.
You've got the ball, the trophy in your podcast studio.
We actually use it to weight down a table because once a guest fell over in the chair, so now we put it behind the table. But this is my greatest Dancing with the Stars story. It was the finals. I was never really that good of a dancer, but I understood the formula of how to win the show.
Yes.
And it's the finale, and Emmitt Smith is in the audience, and I'm like, that's crazy. I've never met Emmitt before. I was like, that's crazy. That's Emmitt Smith. And I'm in the hallway before my final dance, and I'm nervous, just pacing a little bit. And Emmitt Smith comes out in the hallway to find me, and he goes, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm a little nervous." He goes, "Well, you should be, because this right here, it all comes down to this." And I'm like, "Well, that's making me a little more nervous." And he said to me, "You should be nervous, but I would bet." Because I guess Emmitt watches. Anybody that watches, we understand how hard it was. Yeah. He goes, by watching you this whole year, no one is more prepared than you. So just go be prepared and win the thing. And so I go out and I win the show. And the very first person to come up to me after, it's like the big, Emmitt broke through the crowd and came up and just hugged me immediately.
No way.
It was the greatest sports highlight that Emmitt Smith hugged me at a dance competition. Who can say that? And there's a picture of us together right after, and I remember thinking, Emmitt will never be my friend again, but for this one moment, we have this shared experience in sports where we were both champions. And so Emmitt, it was awesome. Yeah, I've since tried to DM him. He doesn't respond. But for that like 30 seconds, it was the greatest.
And as they say, to champions, no one can ever take that away from you.
They cannot. And I do keep it. My wife doesn't let me keep it in the house anymore. It's in the studio now. Yes.
Look at my studio. I know exactly that. We talked about that on your podcast as well. Because your studio is in your home, your beautiful home, and I asked you what in fact is yours in that house, because it looked like something that potentially, even though we had never met, that was the first day we had actually met in person.
We knew,
and now
here's
now twice in the same week. We can't quit each other. But I basically said, you don't have a lot of your own stuff in that house.
Yeah, and I said zero. Yes. I would like to say something.
Yes, sir.
About Rich. And I don't want to be embarrassing toward you. Yes, and
sir.
Hopefully we have a minute or so.
We do. We got about 2.5.
Okay, I've got two things. One, I am fans of certain people. I listen to podcasts. I feel like I know people. I've mentioned to you, like I listen to Big Cat. I have all these people. Yeah. When I was here, I met Craig Kilborn because he was someone that I looked up to, but because of the show. And now I always wonder people that I don't know if they're actually cool in real life. That matters to me because we don't get to see them. We see a version of what they want us to see. Mm-hmm. And I would like to let everybody out there that listens to the show or has watched you through the years, this is a rare thing, but you are as warm and accommodating and nice and friendly as you are on this show. You are that in real life. And that was so surprising to me, not because it was you, but because that is very rare.
Thank you.
So for everybody out there, if you're like, I wonder if Rich is that cool, like Rich is that cool, and he surrounds himself with like-minded and acting people. So that is it. I am such a big fan of just the operation after being in it, but also getting to know you a little bit.
And it means that much more that the Xanax was waning.
Yeah, it's completely waning.
As you said it.
It's completely waning.
You know, this is not influenced by anything.
Thank you.
That you truly feel this way. It means a lot.
Thank you. I do feel it. Do I have 30 seconds? Do I have 30 seconds?
You do.
Okay. I have this card I need you to sign. Because here's the thing. I opened this box from Topps because I'm a collector in the hobby.
Okay.
And it was an error card, and it wasn't autographed.
I've got
you got like a Sharpie pen? Oh, I have one right here.
I got one right here, too.
And so here's what happened.
Okay.
The guy whose card it is, Reese Olson, he won't respond to my DMs either, like Emmitt.
Yeah.
So I've signed it. I've got country music star Thomas Rhett to sign it. I'm going to get you to sign it.
Okay.
I have a couple other people, and then I'm going to travel to Detroit to get him to sign it and then auction it off for St. Jude.
Fantastic.
And this will be a one of one. And
nice.
I think we can get $10,000 for this thing to give to the hospital. So it's weird to sign a card that's not you, but this whole life is weird, Rich. So if you'll undo that.
I shall do that, no problem.
And just sign a little piece over there.
In the 40 seconds we have left, what are we promoting? Your daily show?
We're
the Bobby
promoting
Bones show?
Nothing except love each other, go Arkansas Razorbacks, donate to the Arkansas Razorback NIL. How about that promo? Give money to the Arkansas Razorback NIL.
John Calipari's your head coach now.
Yeah, he doesn't need it. Football needs it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got millions. He's got Tyson chicken money. We got nuggets out there now.
Just give this guy a Xanax, and he turns into Connor Stelling. Look at him. You have become Connor Stelling.
He's in disguise. Yeah, that's what I mean.
He's in disguise.
You take it over.
Mine was legal, though. Got it. Mine's legal, yeah.
Bobby Bones, everybody, right here on the show.
Thank you.
Tony Hale in studio coming up in hour number 3. We're still here on Roku for another 90 seconds.
What would be your Olympic sport that you think you could medal in?
Nice.
Sitcom trivia, knowing the actors who actually played the people. Reginald Bell Johnson, Family Matters.
Right.
All right, let me give you one.
Well, okay, go ahead.
Who played the governor in Benson?
You're talking about like the stuff from the 60s.
Okay.
That's like, who
By
played
the way,
Uncle Will?
hold on a
I said
second.
90s. I
80s.
literally said 90s, and he's like, who played the sheriff in Gunsmoke? I don't know who played third extra in Gunsmoke. I said 90s.
All right, 90s. Chris, call it up. Call it up. Give me a quick one.
I was looking up Benson.
Yeah, is Benson the housekeeper that was really funny?
No, he was the only guy who's ever gone from butler to governor.
All right, who is
Anywhere.
the doctor in Seinfeld that told George that his wife had died?
What?
Yeah, that's too deep, man.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's a famous actor.
Okay,
All right, never mind.
Stars.
You'll
not guest
never
stars.
meddle
It
in
doesn't
this,
matter.
Bobby. You'll never meddle in this.
I won't. Anyway, that was what I thought I could medal in. I can't get out of regionals, apparently. Yes.
Mine was 2-bounce tennis.
I don't know what that is. That like just
It's
it
not
takes
anything.
2 bounces to get
yeah,
to it?
if you gave me a second bounce, I'd medal.
I think another one of mine would probably be saying the exact wrong thing to my wife. I've only been married 3 years, so I don't really know how to like handle some of that fine or sure, like those words.
It's all right.
I haven't quite mastered yet.
Listen, there's still time, Bobby.
Okay.
Bobby Bones,
Thank you,
everybody, right
thank you,
here on
thank
The
you.
Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.